Now, the Prime Minister announced a crackdown on sick note Britain at the end of last week. 2.8 million people in this country are now economically inactive due to long-term sickness. And welfare spending has rocketed from £42 billion a year before the pandemic to £69 billion now. And it's due to go up even higher in the coming years. Well, let's discuss this with Sophie Warringer. She's Deputy Policy Director at the Centre for Social Justice, which is the think tank where the Prime Minister gave his speech on this. Good morning to you, Sophia.
Good morning, Julia.
Thanks so much for joining us again. It was really interesting to see this. I wasn't on air on Friday, but would absolutely wanted to discuss this otherwise. This announcement, this is something that has been flagged up, by your think tank. The Spectator's been talking about this for quite some time. And people say, the unemployment figures are really quite good. Well, let's look at all the people who may not be claiming benefits for unemployment, but actually aren't working, but they're of working age. Why on earth have we seen this explosion in the number of people in Britain who are of working age, particularly young people of working age, who are on sickness benefit? Are we a much sicker nation?
I think there's lots of reasons why we've seen this rise. I think one of them is, you're completely right, we are sicker as a nation, both physical and mental health. We know that mental health is soaring, and we also know that people are more likely to be obese, more likely to have cardiovascular problems, all those things. But I think it is more than that. It's more than the fact that we're just sicker. Some of it is the long tail of the COVID-19 pandemic, where people weren't, for the most part, going out to work. People were on furlough, some of them, and it severed the link between going out to work every day, that it was kind of something that was compulsory. But I also think that people are responding to the incentives within the welfare system, particularly when you are on low-paid jobs that are unstable, that are of low quality. You may have more money by going out to work because of the success of universal credit. That's how it's designed. But it doesn't feel worth it because of the instability of that work, the quality of that work.
But also, you might be 10 or 20 quid a week better off, but otherwise you can sit on your backside all day and you can enjoy my show in the mornings. But this is the thing. I don't think we have more mental health problems. I don't even think the obesity is an issue. By the way, if someone can't work because of an illness related to obesity, I don't think they should be entitled to any benefits. It's not a disease. It's a choice about what you put in your gob and what you don't put in your gob. And everyone should recognise that. But we talk about COVID and people getting sick. Look, pretty much every Western society, people are getting fatter, and pretty much every Western society locked down and did huge damage to the wealth and the health of their nations and things. However, other Western nations are not seeing anything like this explosion in sickness benefit claimants. In fact, many of them have actually seen them go down. So it's definitely a peculiarity of what happened here. So whether it's the furlough or whether it's also a load of benefit staff, and I know people who work in benefit staff, working from home, everything being done online, they're not actually forcing these people to go to work, and a general culture of you don't have to contribute. We need a sea change in attitudes, don't we?
We absolutely do. And I think the Prime Minister was right, as you said, gave that speech on Friday at the Centre for Social Justice to tackle this issue. It's a bill we cannot afford to keep paying. And either party will recognise that this is unsustainable, rising to over 90 billion by 2029 as the projections forecast. It's something we cannot keep paying to do, particularly in a time where there is not that economic boom to kind of carry people along who aren't working by those who are.
But the Prime Minister said you won't be able to get benefits, after a year if you've not been looking for work or something, particularly for these benefits. But I mean, why wait a year? There are jobs out there. You and I could both go out and get a job. Now, admittedly, a lot of these people haven't got many qualifications, perhaps not got, good work record. Well, again, there's a little lesson for people. Not everyone's going to get great qualifications. Not everyone gets to do a job that isn't minimum wage and boring and drudgery. Tough. Life hasn't dealt you a good hand, but you've still got to contribute.
Well, the Prime Minister has reduced that time frame. It used to be 18 months, and these announcements have brought it down to a year. And I think it is right that people are given chances and support. And in the long term, you want them into work. That's better for the taxpayer, of course, as well, and for their mental health, their well-being, their sense of purpose. So it's right that they're given multiple chances. Some people have lots of barriers that they need to overcome. But I think also, ultimately, if people are not engaging, it's taxpayers' money that's being spent. So it's right that there's a limit to it.
Yeah. What about the mental health? All the people having to pay all the tax to pay for it. Sophie Warringer from the Centre for Social Justice. Lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much. Sam Armstrong, brief word from you on this.
Yeah, we wonder why we've got no money to pay for basic public services.
Ta-da!
Half the country's taking the mick with...
No, but again, they are. There are lots of... Look, I want us to be able to look after people who are genuinely disabled and sick, and people with cancer treatment and things. But we know if you don't know someone who's doing this, then you just ain't been getting out. So many people are doing this, and they're claiming benefits. They could easily work. OK, you might not be able to work on a building site, but you can definitely do one of the many other million jobs available.
I went to do some filming recently at a boxing gym, but was told I couldn't film half of it because half the guys there were on the disability benefit.
Ta-da! There you go. That tells you everything, doesn't it?